All right, so you have a picture just like this on rock, and you will see a picture just like this on your lab test. So you want to pay particular attention to learning the parts of the cell and their function. And you want to listen to the video recording of the notes, because I do a shortened version so you don't have to memorize a lot for the functions. And it'll be this exact cell, and you've got a lab report on the cell and cell parts that you have to fill out, and that of course you'll have to hand in the drop box. All right, so let's go parts of the cell. This is an animal cell. Animal cells are surrounded by what we call the cell or plasma membrane. It's a double-layered membrane of lipids and proteins. It is selectively permeable or semi-permeable, meaning that it only lets certain materials in and out of the cell. Inside of the membrane, which is flexible, is a jelly-like material called cytoplasm. Now, there's two terms. There's cytosol and there's cytoplasm. Okay, cytosol is the actual liquidy part. Cytoplasm includes your organelles. But that's being picky. I just as soon use cytoplasm for the jelly-like material. You've all seen it when you've cracked open an egg. Because when you crack open an egg, out comes the egg whites. The egg whites are the cytoplasm, because a chicken egg is one cell. The yolk is not the nucleus. The yolk is a food vacuole for the baby bird. The nucleus is in there, but it's small. And you can see the cell membrane when you hard boil an egg and you peel off the shell, and what we called it, my mom always called the skin, that's the cell membrane after it's been cooked. So the cytoplasm is mostly water. It is there to house the organelles and nourish the organelles. That's its function. Cells we're called a eukaryote because we have a nucleus in our cells. This round structure is a nucleus. Every organelle has its own membrane. This is the nuclear membrane. Every membrane is semi-permeable. The nucleus is the control center. It's the brains of the cell. Inside the nucleus, we find usually one or two large round structures, this orange structure here. That's the nucleolus or nucleolus. The nucleolus function is to make RNA and ribosomes. And we also see these blue squiggly things. These blue squiggly structures are your chromosomes. Now, in a resting cell, they're all cooked together and they're called chromatin, but they are individual chromosomes. If this was a human cell, there would be 46 chromosomes in every cell of your body, except your egg and sperm. Egg and sperm have 23. Near the nucleus, we usually have a structure they're called stacks of flattened tubes. Here they are in kind of a pinkish color. These are the Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus' job is to store proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, anything the cell might need. In biology books, they always call this the warehouse of the cell. Also near the nucleus is this black structure called a centrosome. You guys need to know the structures housed within there. There's two of them called centrioles. The centrioles are used for cell division or mitosis. We also have a lot of white dots. Some of the white dots are attached, some are just in the cytoplasm. These are called ribosomes. Ribosomes make protein. Now, a lot of times ribosomes are hooked right on another structure here. You can see them right on top of this structure, right on top of here. This is called the rough endoplasmic reticulum, and you have to learn to write that out. The endoplasmic reticulum, the rough one's job is to take the proteins that the ribosomes make and transport them all through the cell. because the cell needs protein for all the membranes and for the cytoplasm. There's also a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is up here, and you can see there's no ribosomes on it. And they're right here too. So the smooth endoplasmic reticulum also transports, but what it does is it makes lipids and transports those lipids. So if they transport proteins here, and this one transports lipids, and there's extras, they will transport it to the Golgi apparatus to store it. The Golgi apparatus will actually have little pieces come off of it, and those little pieces become what we call lysosomes, which is a type of secretory vesicle. But lysosomes represented here by the yellow and orange. Here's one just of yellow, it's not cut in half. Here's a good one, yellow with orange inside. Lysosomes' job is to digest materials. They keep the cell clean, like they'll eat debris, or if a mitochondria goes bad, they'll eat it. They'll engulf it to get rid of it. We also have these other orange structures here. These are your mitochondria, the mighty mitochondria. These make ATP. These provide energy for you. Your muscle cells can have up to 2,500 mitochondria because you got to make more energy. But they do what a process occurs in here called cellular respiration that we'll touch on during the class. But ATP is the high energy molecule that provides a cell and you with the energy that you need. We need food to make more ATP, but ATP is the energy molecule. Then we also have these guys that are purple in the inside and gray in the outside. Those are vacuoles. Plants have huge vacuoles, plant cells. We've got vacuoles though. What they do is store water and wastes. And you don't really need a lot of those because most waste will be processed out of the cell and then you process them out of the body. And that should be it for you guys as far as parts of the cell. So you'll want to take that colored picture that you have online and you'll want to label it for practice if you want to really know your cell parts. And I would make myself write down the name of the cell part, and then underneath I'd write down what it does. And that hopefully will help you remember the parts. So that's it for the cell.